You sometimes find yourself reading or watching about a character who is so sure about their victory that he or she just seems so stupidly powerful. Well, we do.
Nxnja.
Welcome everybody, you're watching channel MGT. I am your host Dino Kun, and today we have compiled a list of characters who are too overpowered to care about logic. Please note this is a list and not a ranking, so these characters are in no particular order. First, let us talk about probably one of the most popular characters of today's time, Saitama from One Punch Man. Dubbed Cape Baldy by the Hero Association, he is a C-class hero. His training regime includes 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and running 10 kilometers every single day. An average man with average man problems like grocery shopping and mosquitoes. But that's where the average ends. Saitama, through unknown means, has gained immeasurable power, a power that we like to call the parody force. Saitama took a punch from Deep Sea King, a punch so hard that it stopped rain in a city-wide radius, and then proceeded to tell the king how weak his punch was and then blasts him open with a casual smack. In the next few chapters, he shatters a planet-threatening meteor, gets kicked to the moon, shrugs it off, and casually jumps back from the moon to the earth in one leap, and then proceeds to split open the entire cloud cover over earth with one punch. Oh, did I mention that punch was used to tear apart the finishing move of Boros, who could destroy a star with this move. No matter who or what Saitama fought, the chain of events always remains the same. See the thing, get bored by how weak this planet/star busting thing is, and shatter it with one punch. But that's not where the insanity ends. He casually matches pace with Flashy Flash, who is faster than light. He punches an Elder Centipede, which results in it exploding for miles. Just for reference, the Elder Centipede couldn't be defeated even by Blast, strongest hero in the world. Saitama stacked feats upon feats, mocking all logic and rationality, all the while making this face. If this isn't the epitome of not having a single lamb to give, I do not know what is. Next we have Korosensei from Assassination Classroom. This yellow tentacle blob of pure teaching energy is the result of an experiment which attempted to bond antimatter into human cells, making this. Before that, he was just the greatest assassin in the world, called the Reaper. Korosensei is the teacher of Class 3E, a job he took on to respect his promise with Aguri Yukimura. Enough background though, let's talk nonsense. Korosensei is an absolute flex machine. You see, he claims he will destroy the earth in 1 year's time and allows the government to make every possible attempt to kill him. The title comes from this concept that this group of students are given special permission to try to kill Korosensei every second of every day. To accomplish this task, they are given special anti-Korosensei weaponry, from pistols to assault rifles, which he dodges casually while teaching. He drinks poison for fun, flies around the world to grab snacks for entertainment, and his anti-ballistic strategy is to hug the missile and keep it as a souvenir, which he later uses to cook breakfast for his students. Students that he teaches individually at once while having an after image outside for recreation duty. If that isn't enough for you, he is constantly telling people his weaknesses. He even blew off his own tentacles one by one and managed to put up a play while doing so. Not to mention, between the time a bullet can hit him from about 3 meters away, Korosensei gets the supplies, paints the nail of karma, and catches the bullet. All of this while having this face. His body is made of antimatter, he can shed his skin once a month and even turn into a ball of absolute defense. Why absolute? Because it's absolutely invincible. Even a nuclear blast wouldn't harm him. Not to mention, he can turn himself invisible. We don't want to reveal too much to avoid spoilers, but do I really need to say more? Okay, just a bit. He can catch bullets with chalk, tied himself up to minimize his speed and let people try to stab him, and at his Mark 20 speed made a sandcastle, pee, and change clothes within 30 seconds. Flex machine! I think it's safe to say you understand why he's on the list. Next we have the English vampiric Keanu Reeves, Alucard from Hellsing. Firstly, look at this dude, how suave. Up until now, characters were at least pretending to fight seriously. Alucard just doesn't care. Firstly, his name is the reverse of Dracula. Not important, just a cool fact. Secondly, he cannot die. Alucard on multiple occasions gets drilled by bullets or gets ripped to shreds by bullets and casually comes back. Then he gets beheaded by Anderson with a holy weapon that is difficult to shrug off even for vampires. And even before Alucard has a chance to flex, his boss laughs at Anderson, stating beheading him won't stop him. And it didn't. Alucard comes back and gets straight back to fighting. Alucard is too cool to look at people when he shoots. Him putting his hand through people makes people explode. He also loves to monologue while fighting, a privilege reserved for the English elite. In Alucard's fight against Luke Valentine, he takes bullets to his head, blows off Valentine's legs, engages in a monologue about how vampires fight, proceeds to call Valentine dog food, and actually feeds him to his hound. Alucard's hound is called the Hound of Baskerville, just by the way. Alucard is too powerful for his environment. He punches through Dandy Man's arm and rips him apart. There is more, but Helsing is easy to spoil, so we'll stop here. Just remember, if there is an immortal undead who can kill squadrons of soldiers alone, Alucard is the one who you sent to kill that thing. Right, moving on, we have Kenpachi Zaraki from Bleach. To start this thing, let's talk about his name. Zaraki comes from the district he grew up in, killing every day to survive, and Kenpachi is the title given to the strongest Shinigami. Zaraki is the 11th Division captain and killed the previous captain to obtain this position. Let's just clarify right here that there is nothing rational about Zaraki's thought process. The first time we see him fight, just releasing his killing intent makes Ichigo picture his own death. After making Ichigo piss his pants, Kenpachi proceeds to offer Ichigo a free attack on his body, and Zaraki sighs at Ichigo's failed attempt to cut him. Zaraki, unlike other Shinigami, has no formal training. The Central 46 tried to train Zaraki in Kendo but refused to train him for more than one day because they were afraid it would make him too powerful. But what this lack of training truly implies is that all his strength and speed stems from raw power instead of complex techniques, unlike other tanks like Byakuyakuchiki and Ryuroichi. But here is where things get insane. Kenpachi has no regards for himself, his opponent, his surroundings, or logic for that matter when he fights. Going up against Tonsen, an ex-captain of the Gotei 13, he found himself in a situation where all of his senses were taken away. He couldn't see, hear, or smell his opponent. So what did he do? He let his enemy stab him to point and to trap him. He then proceeds to let Tonsen go so he can try again, and this time he tries to catch his blade before he gets stabbed. He then finishes the fight after he started feeling bored. All of this while he was subconsciously holding back, wearing bells on his hair to make detecting him easier, and wearing an eye patch that constantly makes his power weaker. He didn't even know the name of his sword till the last arc, and that's a big deal in Bleach. He destroyed a meteor, survived the vacuum of space, and fought Gremmy, a Quincy with the power to turn his imagination into reality. In fact, when Gemi tried to imagine himself as strong as Kenpachi, the mere thought of that kind of power shreds his body to bits. That being said, Kenpachi isn't an idiot. He's more than capable of making strategies such as attacking Gremmy in between the interval of thoughts. Zaraki gets stabbed, beaten, and crushed, all the while making this face. What a chat. Now obviously this list would be incomplete without the lion's sin of pride. We are talking about the man with an appropriate number of abs, ESCANOR from 7 Deadly Sins. By night he is a pale, thin man with glasses who loves poetry. By day he possesses the power of sunshine, a magic that turns him into a huge hunk of power and heat. But enough facts, let's talk feats. ESCANOR is really strong, but these days who is it? Well, ESCANOR's only aim in life is to prove that he is in fact the strongest. When Estarossa appeared, ESCANOR was the only one who could fight him. You see, Estarossa had a power that made anyone who had hate towards him unable to move, and the only reason it didn't affect ESCANOR was because ESCANOR feels nothing but pity for those weaker than him. He then proceeds to slash his enemy, but Estarossa uses full counter to reflect ESCANOR's attack on him with double the power. But all it results in is ESCANOR complementing his own strength. He then creates a literal sun in the palm of his hand and is able to vaporize an entire lake with it. He treats attacks from huge monsters as a shoulder massage and makes sure he tells the monster it was only acceptable. He's not just strong, he's also blindingly fast. Estarossa couldn't even see his slashes to counter them. Escanor is so powerful that when Meliscula tried to eat his soul, the energy within the soul started burning and destroying her. Escanor is a calm flex machine and it's the attitude of complete dominance that puts him on this list. Alright guys, that was our list of characters who are too strong for logic. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below who you think are irrationally powerful characters. Until next time.